I'm so tired of seeing people online talk about sexism against men as if it's the same thing as sexism against women.
And here we go.
Because it's not. Sexism against men, misandry, at worst results in what? The hurt feeling of a man, which is apparently the end of the.
Really? That's all that it can result in? Because prejudice and discrimination based on a person's gender, shall we say, can result in more than just hurt feelings if they're a man. But I understand discussing that makes a lot of individuals uncomfortable.
Whereas sexism against women results in rape, murder, femicide, social and political oppression, and so much more.
Yes, that's true. However, they're going to try to dismiss the effects that sexism actually has on men in the real world simply because it doesn't measure up to the same level of horrendous behavior that sexism against women does.
A man will never know what it's like to be growing up as a woman under the patriarchy.
They say that as if they're not from one of the most privileged countries in the world, but go on.
Just like I, as a white woman, will never know what it's like to grow up as a person of color, I would never sit and complain about racism against white people because it's not fucking real.
Another very privileged take, I must say.
And similarly to sexism against men, racism against white people will never have any strong effects because men and white people have always been the leading class. They've always been the ones in power.
Oh yes, the old argument that you can't discriminate or show prejudice towards a group of people that has historically had power. Right, because they can't be mistreated at all based on a characteristic that they cannot control.
I also think that people forget that not being liked does not equal oppression.
I would like to know what some women in the Western world actually know about oppression, because I have never experienced oppression being a woman in the Western world, but apparently some women have. But that might just be hurt feelings on their part.
I'm not oppressed because someone doesn't like that I'm white. That's fucking stupid. That's not racism, that's reaction.
It's amazing how some individuals will try to justify the mistreatment of others based on a reaction. Yeah, as I've mentioned before, two wrongs don't make a right.
And the same thing goes for misogyny and misandry. Misogyny is just prejudice. Misandry is a reaction to the prejudice. Misandry isn't real, it's just a reaction.
Actually, misandry is a decision. It's a decision to despise an entire population of people based on a characteristic that they have no control over.
No one hates men. They hate how men have treated them for hundreds of years.
Well, if a person is going to be wrong, they might as well be really wrong, because there are multitudes of women that are very open about the fact that they absolutely despise men. Not just the institution, but men.
I'm sick of hearing about sexism against men, and I'm sick of hearing about racism against white people. That'll never be an issue. You're not oppressed, get over yourself.
Well, if anyone would know about how not to be oppressed, it's women in the Western world. Because so many of you are so privileged that you see your hurt feelings as actual oppression.